Let us believe in all said to protect our belief, our Islam, and we wish to all you well-being, and we invite all those who come to commemorate those who were killed in their struggle, defending our religion, trying to protect our land. And we pay tribute to those who were killed in Lebanon, in struggle against Israeli occupation, those who were killed and in Lebanon, and civilians who were killed by Zionists, innocent people. And we pay tribute to those who were killed in all fronts, in Lebanon and in other places. And we say that those who mourn their death, we say that this will not go for nothing. We mourn for families, for children, elderly people, and inshallah, if God wishes, if Allah wishes, we will win. And we understand that those victims are a result of Western efforts in struggle against Zionism. And we see these people dying in different fronts. Victims who went down struggling for our beloved land, for those who continue struggling. And we believe that with the help of Allah, we will give help to families in all places, and we go to the world saying that these crimes should not be forgotten, and we call to Allah and those victims who were dead, who were killed in route of struggle against the Zionism. And we believe that they will come to the heaven, and Allah will pay tribute to them. And we believe that those who were killed in the way of Allah, they will never be forgotten. They will stay eternal in our hearts and memories. We are not afraid of them. We understand that this is unavoidable in our struggle, because we are struggling for our right, and this will not be forgotten in future. And those victims who were killed, they continue being alive, and those who were killed in the way of struggle, will continue being with us. And all those victims, those who were killed, including children, women, and others, and they will transfer into new world, into the world of Allah, and they will come being completely innocent. And this took place because of America and Zionism, and because of aggression, and because of killings. And from this place, we pay tribute to our victims, and we say to them that your souls will continue being with us all the times, and we will continue our struggle. And this is necessary from point of view of civilization, from religion, and this struggle will continue fighting against occupation, and this struggle will never end, and it will continue at different levels. And for this reason, it is necessary, it is evident that the struggle will continue in the way of Allah. And we have to understand this, everybody. And today we call to families of those victims, and we listen to words and of coming from those who were killed. And we continue saying that struggle in the way of Allah is paying tribute, and this is our real force, and our real force because we have real religion and understanding this, in this need to devote our lives for the cause of our religion in every place. And those who went down, giving tribute to those who continue standing in this world, protecting Gaza, and those who saw this, how it happened, and we pay tribute to our women, to children who continue giving us help, and we understand that this insurrection to protect Palestine is our real force, and we see people, and we see this as our real source of force, and this comes from the depth of our hearts, and Western efforts will go down without any real benefit for them. Our friends, our brothers, I call to you, saying that we have to express our gratitude to those who are standing with us, and we have to explain to population of the neighboring countries, to our neighbors, why we started and we continue struggling, because the struggle is in the way of Allah. And from the very beginning we have to express gratitude to those who continue standing with us during these difficult times at the level of the world, in Arabic, Islamic world, in Latin America, to all peoples who stay with us. And we pay tribute to our brothers in Iraq and in Yemen, and who help us at different times. Our brothers and sisters, why this situation came to this point, and why it is so difficult to us now, because we have to mention that it is necessary to be explained to the world and to the population of Palestine that during the 72 years we continue struggling, but during the last years in the Palestine, especially this government, which is working against us, we see that there are some events which happened, thousands and thousands of Palestine people being in the Israeli jails. Some of them stay more than several years, including children. And the government ruling in Israel continue keeping them in jails with no reason. And other reason is Palestine and Al-Quds, Jerusalem. And for this reason, this came the place of occupation from 76, and thousands and thousands of people continue living in very difficult conditions, and it is clear that this all happens because of the Western help. And where is this government that promised that everything will go okay? And every day we see massive killings, and all these things happened before the eyes of Palestinians. And in the world, we do not see in the world, with some exception, that somebody wants to help us. And we see that international coalition is made against us and against Palestine. And all these documents which were taken for the sake of Palestine are completely forgotten. And instead, policy of our enemy is to suppress our movement, to distract us, and it became absolutely necessary to insurrect against this ruling, and those who continue protecting these documents. They need to understand that occupied Palestine, where Palestine people lives, is the first problem in the world. And this is the largest problem in the
والتي
contemporary world.
قام بها مجاهدو كتائب عز الدين
And
القسام
Mujahideen,
رضوان الله
which
عليه وشاركهم فيها
insurrected
بقية
against
فصائل
these
المقاومة
things,
في قطاع غزة.
came to
هذه العملية
fight against operation. And operation was started
هذه
to
العملية
occupy
العظيمة والمباركة
Palestine and Gaza.
كان
This
قرارها
operation
فلسطينيا 100%
became
وكان
really
تنفيذها
Palestine operation,
فلسطينيا 100%.
and it became 100% Palestinian cause.
الجميع حتى عن
And
فصائل
everybody
المقاومة في
needs
غزة
to understand
فضلا عن
that
بقية دول وحركات محور
defending Palestine is
وهذا
our
ضمن سريتها
right,
المطلقة
is our need,
وهذه السرية المطلقة هو
and
الذي
this
ضمن
became
نجاح
absolutely
العملية
necessary.
الباهر
And this
خلال
operation,
المفاجأة المذهلة
which is in the beginning considered to be unexpected, in reality was not unexpected at all.
بعض المثبطين أو المخذلين
And
أو الفتنويين
some people
خلافا لما يظنه
thought
البعض
that instead of what is going on,
في حركات المقاومة ومحور
nobody thought that national
لأنه كان شرطا
insurrection
طبيعيا
need
لنجاح
to
وليس
continue.
له أي تأثير
And
سلبي على
there's
الإطلاق
no anything that may
على أي قرار
say that
يتخذه
this is
أو
right
حركة
of
مقاومة
Zionism,
محور المقاومة.
and for this
بل بالعكس
protection,
من الإخوة
in
في
contrary,
حماس
is
ثبت وأكد
those who come against Hamas is real cause of our fight, of our struggle.
على الأعداء
And we say to our enemies who
خصوصا
fight with us, especially
عن علاقات
when they say that relation that local
لما بتصير معركة
Palestine forces will continue fighting to protect their right to stay in our land, and we are protected by Iranian brothers, and
من باب الكذب والتضليل والتزوير
against us we see real
من خلال قرار فلسطيني
real
فلسطيني
campaign
أقول لكم
campaign of lie. And here we have to say that this struggle is completely Palestine, and for in the sake of Palestine, for the cause of Palestine, for people of Palestine, and there's no any link to international problems. This is our internal problem, and we have to say that during long years in the past, it was necessary to understand by our enemy that we will not stop, we will continue struggling, and commandment of the operation, and Iran is protecting us and helping us. Imam Khomeini and others did everything necessary to help us and protect us, and
ولكنها لا تمارس أي وصاية عليها على الإطلاق ولا على قياداتها.
But in reality, we do not see what happened in the past. And reality is that what is happening now may happen again in the future. And those who continue struggling, مجاهدون and others يفهمون جيدا their real brothers and sisters. I have to say that those who continue calling to continue struggle and events which we see will not stop, and we say that we understand well what is going on, and unions which were made necessary for our great right to fight occupation, military, political, and social help is absolutely necessary, and this is present, and we see this that this kind of help was evident in the past, and it will continue in future, and during future days and weeks they will never succeed in fulfilling their goals to destroy our movement, because this Zionist state will never stay for a long time, and we saw many events which were thrilling, and the results of those deeds were done against our people. But most important is that our right is to continue struggling, and some efforts taken by Israel. We say that Israelis were believing in that they have higher right to stay in this land, and in reality this operation is real evil, and those who protected generals and politicians, they protect this Zionist state, and it will never stay for a long time, and we understand that we will come up again and continue struggling as we did it before, and we will continue protecting and helping those who come and give us hand, and America continue helping Israel, and this is real evil, and we understand well that this Zionist state will not continue being, and the government of our enemy call American fleets coming to the Mediterranean Sea, American fleets, to protect Israel, and we will never agree with this. And when it was said that Israeli army is the powerful army in the region, we never believed in it. we will continue struggling.
وأن يأتي الجنرالات الأمريكيون
And when
وخبراتهم
American generals and those who
أن يؤخذ
protect
قرار من اليوم الأول
Israel,
بفتح
they
المخازن
started doing it for the
الأمريكية
first
في
day,
فلسطين للجيش
and
الإسرائيلي.
American
إسرائيل من
strategy
الأيام
in the
الأولى طلبت
Palestine
أسلحة جديدة وصواريخ جديدة من
is going against
من اليوم الأول
our people,
من
against
اليوم الأول
our
طلبت
cause.
إسرائيل
And
10
from the
مليار
first
دولار.
day when Israel was
هل هذه دولة
caused, was
دولة تملك
installed,
على قدميها
millions and billions of dollars were paid to
إلى هذا
protect
الدعم
Israel.
الأمريكي وإلى هذا
And
الحشد
this
الغربي
American
الأوروبي.
help
رؤساء جمهورية
leads
رؤساء
that
حكومات
that
وزراء دفاع جنرالات
ministers, generals,
من أجل الدعم
and
المعنوي لإسرائيل.
others come to show their help and support to Israel.
النقطة اللي بعدها طبعا هاي النتائج هاي التداعيات.
And then we see that most important thing we see from this deeds need to be explained to our people. And we say openly that our victims in Gaza and in other fronts, these victims are completely done to protect Hamas and our friends and our brothers in Gaza. And this devotion and these results are done to protect our people. And we are now entering new new stage, and this continue going on in our region. And there's no any other cause, any other except waiting for death, and despite efforts taken by our enemies, and we have to devote our lives in good time to say that victims did not go for nothing, and we have to struggle against our enemy. It became evident during first hours that this enemy will lose the struggle, because time will come to understand that insurrection continues. We will never agree what is going on, and we raise our prayers to be supported by Allah. And in case of different times, we have to understand that when Palestinians in Gaza, those who went to protect Palestine, and it is completely not right to say that Israeli state is staying completely rightful, and the struggle which is going on is understood in the world. And those who say that Hamas killed innocent civilians, it is not right. Just on the contrary, Israelis kill innocent civilians because they are afraid of us. And before Gaza and before is going on what is done by the enemy, it became evident that international government of Israel is taking all that they have before their hands to destroy, to defeat us. But this will never happen, especially that in spite of their efforts, our struggle in Palestine and in Lebanon and other places will continue. And I'm speaking before you that in Lebanon, that during previous wars, we did all that was in our efforts to protect our rights. But the most difficult mistake that were taken, that goals that were taken by the government, that this Israeli government may reach their goal. And when they say that the main goal is to destroy, defeat Hamas in Gaza and in other places, we say that they are willing to destroy Hamas government. They say that they want to destroy military organization of Hamas. This will never happen. And they think that they are demanding from civilians to leave north of Gaza, but this was not allowed to done by them. And this continued during a long time, and from the very beginning of Palestine and Lebanese insurrection fighting against Israel, it became evident that what is going on now in Lebanon is our struggle. The Israelis say that are willing to destroy Hezbollah, to destroy our fighters, but this will never happen. Their goal is to defeat our brothers in Lebanon and in other places, and Hezbollah will continue struggling with the wide help and international support. And today, in what we see in Gaza, is the greatest crime done against civilization, against humanitarian law, against our people, against our population. Thousands and thousands of victims and shaheeds will never refuse our main goal. And what is going on today in Palestine and in Gaza today is done by stupid Israelis, because they are willing to destroy people, to kill people in Gaza, women and children. And we mourn for people, for children and women, for elderly people, and for civilians. And when we see our towns, our buildings and the churches being destroyed by Israeli enemy, we will continue struggling for our right, and this needs to be understood. Do we need for a powerful army in the region? Yes, we do need it, and we generally will continue fighting. But we have to openly say that they will never defeat our people. we have less armament, and we continue struggling. And in spite of destroying buildings, towns, because of death, our struggle will continue. We will never surrender, and our heroes will continue struggling to protect our right. And in spite of hundreds of tanks, artillery, and aviation, our people will never surrender. And this is evident to the world that Israelis are afraid of our people, because they understand that despite of our little force comparing with Israeli army, we have a very powerful moral force able to distract and defeat tanks. Is it possible to defeat this army having very high moral fight? And this happens now. And despite of military force and military efforts, we see fear of our enemy. And because of this fear, our enemy continue committing crimes. And we see that commandment of our insurrection continue governing our daily struggle. Every day and every hour we continue struggling, and despite of thousands and thousands of those who were killed, including children and women and elderly people, we will not come to the end of our struggle, and our enemy will never reach its main goal, defeating our people, our force. Brothers and sisters, everything what is going now in Gaza, and it is shown to the world again, and we confirm it once again that first we have to fight against Israel, this evil which was placed in the course of Palestine. And we will continue fighting against this state in Syria, Lebanon, and in other places during more than 75 years. And we will continue struggling for building up a democratic state where international rules are observed, and today children, women, and those who were killed in Gaza will support us, will give us new force in fighting against this policy. We are getting wide support internationally and inside the Arabic world until we destroy Israeli state. Secondly, we show directly into direct American responsibility for things going on in the region. And we say openly that this is done in violating international law. When during more than 30 days Gaza is destroyed openly before all the world, and when human rights are not were not of those. And when they say that Hamas is the only organization responsible for what is going on, and when thousands of children were killed in Gaza, and we know what is reality, what is America. We understand, right, what is really means international legislation. Brothers and sisters, during what is going on, we see today that America is fully responsible for what is going on in Gaza against its people, and Israel is only the tool in the hands of America. And for this region, we have to destroy Israel, and America is responsible fully for what is going on. And America once again supported Israel and gave armament and money to Israel, and America is the first responsible for what is going on. What is going on, what took place in Afghanistan, in Iraq, and Iran, and in other places, and we have to take into account a list of crimes committed by America. And in this way, brothers and sisters, Islamic insurrection came up in Iraq, and American bases, which are in reality bases of occupation in Iraq and Syria, and occupation of America. And the United States is really responsible for what is going on and what happens on in Iraq, Syria, and Palestine. And this is our cause and right to fight against this bravely fighting against this occupation, trying to liberate occupied Palestine. And during next several days and hours, we say openly that we will continue struggling to protect our life and our land. Brothers and sisters, it is necessary to say that we have to explain things going on in Gaza and the struggle which is done under cover of lies will soon come to the end. Killing children, women, and innocent civilians is the greatest crime committed in the world. And these crimes give us force to continue struggling. And our struggle against fierce occupation, which is made by Britannia, Israel, and the United States against people Gaza. And those who come and take position protecting Israel do not understand reality for what the struggle is going on. While those who do not say anything, they stay in the same role with those who invaded our land. And we have those to bear responsibility, brothers and sisters. Responsibility needs to be brought to those responsible. And the world do not protect the Palestinian people. It continues protecting Israel. And our demands is to liberate our land, to liberate Palestine, to protect our lives and our land. And it is possible that Lebanon is maybe another state which went a result of fierce struggle against Arabic world. And today, what is going on in Gaza is clear evidence of crime. This never have seen in before. And for this reason, the struggle is historic. Nothing happened before in Islamic history. And when we say about being responsible, we have to say open goals evident to everybody. And first goal is to stop intervention against Gaza. And second goal is to protect Gaza, to support Palestine insurrection. And these are our main goals. This needs to be evident to everybody, and we have to work for this reason. And first goal is to stop aggression and to stop those who violate human rights. And second goal is to be heard by everybody. And first, this is a right of Palestinian population, Palestinian people, and also we have to say that we have to and we will fight against the enemy. Because in case of occupation of Gaza, Iran will be occupied. For this reason, we will not surrender, we will not agree. And victory of Palestine is a victory of our right. And this victory is absolutely necessary, and victory of people of the region, neighboring countries, and they are also interested in our victory. Today, victory of Gaza is our historic goal, is Jordanian purpose, Syrian purpose. This is purpose for all people, including Lebanon and neighboring countries. And I think that this became evident, and this will become clear during nearest days. In case people say if Israel will succeed in defeating Palestine, in defeating Hamas, especially Lebanon, we see that from point of view demography, policy, and others, the enemy will continue destroying the region. For this reason, we will not surrender. We will not allow anybody being defeated.